coffee greenhouse, and that one of the things he failed to do is show the coffee cherry and the fruit and the pulp on a little video in order to sort of reinforce the different types of processing. So actually here's a tiny plant, and there you see one tiny green coffee cherry. These are all young plants, or plants I sort of keep small because I just have too many plants. And we have everything here from Catura, from Los Placeres. Here's El Salvador San Francisco cultivar, which is a type of Pacus Bourbon, I think. Orange Bourbon, Jamaica Blue Mountain seed stock that comes from Hawaii. That's a unique type. Yeah, just another Catura that's not doing so well. Red Bourbon, Pacamara, bronze tip Pacamara from Honduras, Java cultivar from Limoncillo Farm. Java is the type they use in Cameroon. And what are these? Geisha from Esmeralda, Jaramillo, bronze tip geisha from Guatemala. Lots of stuff. Oh, what's this one here? This has a real bronze tip. That's the Typica. That's a classic Typica with bronze tips. Long leaf form. Okay, so anyway, that's just the greenhouse I'm just showing off. So we're gonna go over here to these bigger plants, which are not necessarily ones I collected because these are the ones that are like 10 years old. Okay, so in here you see a lot of these I don't know exactly what they are. Here you see some good cherry. I mean, for Oakland, California, that's about as good as it's gonna get. Really pretty small green cherry. But this plant we're gonna look at, this is where we have some red cherry, and very occasional, not a great crop, and very small. But what we can do, I can show you here. Let me see. Let me take a few. Let's just pick a few cherries here. Let's just come over here. Okay. So this is your coffee cherry right here. And if we squeeze it out, we've got here 2 seeds. So this is a normal flat bean because it has 2 seeds. Let's try another one here. I'm not very good at holding this and doing 2 things at once. Okay. Here we have, actually here what we have is 1 seed. And we have one that's, no, that's a solid seed. No, it's not. When I squeeze it, it just is empty. So that would be a floater. That would be removed in wet processing. In dry processing, it would have to be picked out. Let's try, this one ran away from me. Okay, let's try this one here. Okay, we have another flat bean. Very small. Okay, so what I wanted to show you, because in dry processing, what you'd be doing, you'd be coming over to the tree, you'd be picking all these cherries here, you'd be taking that, and you'd be throwing it out in the sun. Let's fake it right here, and that would dry. It'd become a brown, dark pod. I'll show that in a little bit. And then you would hull it in 1 step. So it's a simpler process. That's why dry processing is the original coffee processing. Okay, so there, what I'm doing here is essentially I'm pulping the coffee. So in wet processing, you're going to push out the seeds from the skin, and that's discarded. And here's your seeds. And I think, the problem is this little flip camera doesn't have any good good zoom or macro. But what I really wanted to show here is that all these are the seed. The green seed is in there. Inside the shell, the parchment shell, I guess parchment's a good name for it once it dries because it's crisp and brittle, and a shell is a good name, but right now the bean is swollen and it fills the entire space, and the parchment is attached to it, and then there's no gap in there. And sticking to the outside of this is the fruity mucilage. So when I try to, you can't even, these are just completely slimy. And if I just try to squeeze it, it just moves. This is incredibly tenacious. You can't just rub this off or something. Well, you can. So there's two ways of addressing it, is to do a wet process style. One is to ferment this off in a traditional wet process, and the other way is to use a forced demucilage, which is a new machine, new process. You could also dry this immediately and you have pulp natural coffee, and then you would hull it. So that's kind of hybrid, also somewhere between, in a sense, between dry process and wet process of the cup. So, main point here, sticky. You can feel the slime on my hands, and that fruity mucilage is not going away. Look at that. Sticks to your hand. Look at that. Wow. Doesn't even come off. So, we'll look at pods and parchment to show where you would be in the next step. Okay.